started to make him pay. And I'm a championship fighter. If you watch my stoppage victories, they come down the stretch, and the referee took that away from me. The commentators were saying it was my corner. It was clearly his corner. There was a lot of fake news and stuff being spread during the fight, a lot of narratives. My uncle told me if I come here as the away fighter, I need to take it out of the judge's hands, and that's what I was preparing to do. That was the game plan, make him miss and make him pay late. And I was catching him clean towards the later rounds, and he was edging back, and the referee took it out of my hands tonight. I didn't lose that fight.
Was there some confusion on your part, especially when the fight got pulled? Because it seemed like the corners after the 7th round were ready to go, and then it seemed like there was sort of a change of mind. So was there confusion on your part when that's all going on?
100%. We was up, ready to go. My cut was a minor cut. We was looking at the other corner. The ref went over to the other corner. My doctor approved everything my side. We was raring to go, and his corner, his corner was told he couldn't continue. It was nothing to do with me, and that was a fake narrative live on the commentary. There were so-called independent commentators in his dressing room before the fight and coaching him ringside. I've not experienced something like that. And
who are you talking about?
Carl Frampton.
Yeah.
I was a fan of this guy, and I feel like I've been done dirty this evening. I was carrying out the game plan to a T, and that is to make him miss and to make him pay late. And if you watch my championship fights, when I take out my opposition, that is exactly how I execute a game plan. And the referee took that away from me tonight in not letting Jack Catterall continue.
Just talk to me about before the fight. You mentioned the commentary and independent, but you also had Conor Ben watching your hands get wrapped. Did that play on your mind, but what did you make of that? Because we didn't from the outside think that it was a thing of that Jack and Conor had this friendship, but we saw the video. What did you make of it?
This is the go along to get along gang. You see it, you see it in the commentary. You see it in the dressing room. These guys all pretending to be friends, sending Conor in. When Conor come in, I said, when he left, I said, take a ringside seat, and watch a display. And the referee took it out my hands in me winning in spectacular fashion tonight. Jack's a world-class operator, and all the fighters scoring the fight ringside had it even, and I was just warming up.
I was about to say, do you feel like at the time of the stoppage you were sort of coming into your own? I felt like at that point, or just a little bit before, you were starting to land a little bit more cleaner. Look, close fights, some difficult rounds to score, but did you feel like the momentum was going to be going in your favour?
Most definitely. He's a negative style fighter. I took it away from him, and that was the game plan, and make him pay late. And I was starting to make him pay. I was starting to land clean shots. And, some of the things I see with the commentary, it's the go along to get along gang. And my uncle warned me. He said, if you come here, you need to take it away from them. There is something disdain against the Eubank name. And I've experienced it here tonight. Yeah.
How long did you expect your uncle to attend today?
He is in Jamaica, otherwise he would have been here. But, I'm glad that he didn't have to witness, how I was treated tonight.
You had Sebastian's T-shirt here. I can see he's always with you.
He's always with me, and, it's a strong motivator for me. And I was ready to deliver a big performance tonight, and it was taken away from me by the referee stopping Jack from continuing. Despite all the false narratives, it will start to, you're starting to see what we have to deal with. We haven't just got the opponent in front of us. There is other things which are harder to defeat, and that is things like commentators coaching fighters and being with them in the dressing room, and are they going to give me a fair run? You know, obviously not. I needed to take it into my own hands tonight, and I followed the game plan and was going to execute a championship stoppage victory.
Harlem, have you had a chance to think about what might be next? Be that a rematch, be that another big fight, 147 pounds, and how long do you expect to be out with that cup?
I told them in the ring, run it back, you know, and they I feel like they clearly don't want to entertain a rematch because.
Can you see why they wouldn't? Because he's been given the victory in the column despite everything around it. Can you see why they wouldn't?
Because of what he experienced in the ring. You know, he didn't expect what I brought, and I was just getting warm. You know, I really was just getting warm. So if that's world class, you know, show me more world class operators, because you know I'm ready to go.
Harlem, you've talked about the game plan. Can you talk us through what would have happened in the final 6 rounds of the fight?
We've seen it time and time again. You know, we've seen it when I go in against these guys, take it away from them, make them miss early and make them pay late. I'm a championship fighter. I'm a 12-round fighter. And, you know, most of my highlight knockouts come in the 11th round. And I was starting to wear away at him. You know, we saw I was landing clean. And the referee said that he couldn't continue. And that was Jack's corner. My doctor approved me. I was good. I was fine. I was clear to go. And yeah, you know, and the commentary, you know, the network was saying otherwise.
Yeah.
Harlem, if it's not a rematch, I spoke to Sam Jones there. He said he'd be happy to make a fight for the British title between yourself and Conor Walker. Would that be something you'd be interested in?
It's clear I'm a world-class fighter. You know, I've just gone in there and taken it away from someone that was meant to be undisputed. I'm saying run it back. You know, I'm ready to win a world title.
I'm good, man.
Did Jack bring anything tonight that you didn't expect, or was it kind of everything you prepared for?
I was shocked that, you know, I expected more. And I was really, really comfortable in there. I didn't think I would be as comfortable after that many rounds, but honestly, I was just warming up, and that's what makes it a hard pill to swallow. The referee taking it out of my hands, and you know, I followed the game plan to a T, made him miss, and was beginning to make him pay, and the referee stopped him from continuing.
Can you kind of sum up the emotions you're feeling right now?
Disgust. Yeah, disgust really. But you know, I know that it's clear I'm a world-class operator from them 7 rounds. You know, most of the fighters ringside that were scoring it had it even, and I was just getting warm. Yeah, disbelief.
What was your reaction to when you heard the judges' scorecards?
They didn't make much sense to me. I was making a miss, and I was landing the cleaner shots, and you know, he was starting to retreat, and that is exactly what we set out to do. And the referee stopped me from really making him pay.
Last one from me, Harlem. You've said you're disgusted, obviously a little bit angry in there. How do you and the team move forward from this on a personal level?
We go on to, you know, fight at world championship level. You know, I've proven against someone that was considered undisputed in there. You know, that I felt more than comfortable, and the referee took it away from me. Took a emphatic victory away from me tonight, and it hurts.
We've actually spoke to Jack's team, and they're saying it was a female doctor that's called it off.
No, they got that wrong. The female doctor said that she didn't touch, like she approved my cut. That was fake news, right. And that is what they were spreading here tonight. Yeah. The female doctor, you can speak to her personally. She was saying she was actually outraged that they were saying that, because the referee clearly went over to his corner, looked at his cut, and said that he can't continue. You know, and he bounced around like it wasn't the case. But look, it was clearly like the fact that they were spreading that it was my corner. It shows you all you need to know. It's Yeah.
You talk about the Warrior Code. You were both there, standing at the start of the 7th round to continue, weren't you?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, I didn't have to experience anything in there that even, you know, that shows the Warrior Code. I feel like it was very, very comfortable. And I was, you know, executing the game plan to a T, ready to take him out late.
Good luck moving forward, Harlem.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.